Lone me mono. Mama, Panama. Lone ma, da lone ma o. Lone ma, da lone ma. Lomo ye, lomo ye. Una muwe lone me mo. Lone me mo ngabade bobo. Da lone ma ngabade bobo. Da lone ma ngabade bobo. Ekuna ngaya lobo. Ewa, wana ewa, ewa, nuna miwelo momie, ekuna ngwenga londe mimo, ya londe manga bade bobo, anado kona oga egina, anado kona oga egina. Ewa, ana ewa, londe nuna muye. Ne wera boga ekina ye, ne wera boga ekina ye. Dono egana, longe ganyanga, ana egana longo karenye. Dua longo bo anama, dua longo bo. Ana ele ngabemwe, ana ele ngabemwe. Ya kuna longo miwa. Na we londe mima, ya londe manga bade ipobo, ya londe manga bade ipobo. Ana elo, ana elo, ana elo, ewala, ana ewa, ewala, ana ewa, ana elo elawa yena we lomo miwa kunu na mwiwe londe mimae ya dempanga bade ibobo ana kwetumo ana kwetumo ana kwetumo ana kwetumo ana kwetumo ana adopanywe ana adopanywe ana mo adopanyo malongo na wasamyo malongo na wasamyo sambela ngjuwa ba walongo sambela ngjuwa ba walongo enga ma kwale kamombo kabalo ne tubo ewa ana ewa lonye manu na muye na ewa lonye manu na muye lonye manu na muye Nuadanga, onga noa, daona duale ngabemwe, duale kuna moge, no delubo. Dabalie dili nyangela, diega, na paipa ge lo demo. Daba mwe diali ba mongwalo, gayele li ba teo, gayele li ba wolomo, dale nyarela digo mongwebu. Nyangwe da mongwe. Nyanga duba duga monube kedale ya malongo wo bobaleye peraga yetebo bobaleye peraga yetebo ya moyo ke ya mo babale mema malone bobaleye yanga ya mo baba vale yanga ya mo baba vale yanga Danga delu molebo, da denga ba dunga ma yango dia, dia ke ya ba lungo we, ya no wo vale yanga, ya no wo vale yanga peraga ye debo. Ewa, ana ewa, lo demo na muye. Ewa, ana ewa, lo demo na muye. Analine kwela galo nebo, analine kwela galo nebo, anaelo, malono na asamyo, malono na asamyo, monge ba ekasamyo, monge ba ekasamyo, monge ba o ekasamyo. Wanga nyewi nganwa, wanga nyewi nganwa. Walu kuna mwega elo newa, walu kuna mwega elo newa.
Okay, good evening. So, I want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. I'm Alfonso Z, and so right here this evening, sitting in for the liberal. The liberal saw his boy right, so we would do it the moderate way here this evening. We want to welcome you. Today is the 12th of August is 8:15 Eastern Standard Time. We want to welcome all of you in today's editions of Conversation with SAMSON, the most liberal on this network. But I'm filling in for him here this evening, so rest assured, you're not going to be operating on their phone. You're not going to be operating on Chinese phones. Your voices, your calls will be accepted. We want to welcome you. Thank you so much. A lot of issues to be discussed, and of course, as usual, the traditions of this network, we always make you to form part of our conversation as well. So just stay tuned. We're going to have a conversation, a wide range of conversation. Security analyst is here, Mr. Jared Bacon is already here. Dr. Jones, I'm not sure you're going to be coming, but certainly Dr. Jones come tonight. Jared Bacon, Mr. Bacon is on your own, so her guy is not here, so he's on his own tonight. So he may be called Sese Goya or Terry to helping. We say good evenings and welcome to the show. I'm Alfonso Z and so of the Library of Public Radio. We say good evening. So we want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. Thank you so much for joining us this beautiful time Monday evening. The weather is kind of a little bit changed here in the East Coast. I'm not sure where you are, but it's nice. Let me bring in our guy, Mr. Jared Bacon, is the security analyst of the Library of Public Radio and LPR-TV. He's joining me from just within my proximity in the city of Pawtucket, right here in the Ocean State of Rhode Island. So let me just bring in Mr. Bacon. There you see him. Mr. Jared Bacon. So good evening. Welcome, my dear brother.
How are you, sir? Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be back, and to our listeners and our followers, wherever you are, we'll say welcome.
Thank you. Your guy told you that he wasn't going to be here today. You were going to be on your own. He didn't. I tell you, this guy will always, he will leave you.
See, why do you worry about yourself? Why are you worry about what we're going to do? Eh? Don't worry about us. You don't even know the conversation that me and myself had. How do you know that he and myself have not spoken?
No conversation, it's just a surprise. Let me just tell you, because he told me everything. He told me he's going to leave you on a highway where there's no village, there's no town, there is no water. That's where he's going to leave you right there, and you're going to be on your own. And that's exactly what he has done again tonight. By not telling you as a co-host, by not telling you. And what you know what? He's not happy with you. Let me just let you know. But to say whatever you want to say, and I will tell you the reason
Well, that's
why
all
he's.
right. But you see, the man who came to save us, no, and not everybody was happy with him in the first place anyway. So I understand.
Oh man.
Jesus Christ. If you believe in God, if you believe in the Son of
I,
God, Jesus
I
Christ.
have,
So when he came on earth, not everybody was happy with him, even in the cycle. So that I understand.
so is that how
But
far you
anyway,
going?
no. But anyway, so he said he's gonna live in a forest. Look, I came from we and I told them monkey me that 40 pieces of my bag for 3 days to walk from we to Tapeta. So it will not be strange to me. I used to it.
Can you still do that today?
When I left we and Doru, I knew
I
2
wish
legs. When I go back now, I get 4 legs.
you get 4 legs. How?
Yeah. Oh, the thing that carry me now, I got 4 tires. So you carry me.
No,
That's
no,
different.
the same way, the time you left, the same way you came, that how you gonna go?
No, I'm not going back that way again.
you're not gonna
I'm
take
a
up.
different person. That's a different person. Yeah.
Okay,
Thank
all
you.
right.
Go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much for coming on. So hopefully the rest of the guys going to come. Even no matter what the case, we still going to do our conversation. We say good evening, good morning, good afternoon to our viewers, our listeners. Whatever, let's recognize a little bit housekeeping here, Mr. Chit, not Chit. Good evening, good to have you. Mana Anitoba. Good evening, good to have you here. Mr. Wisa Paul is in the house. Melvin is in the house. Carly, Dr. Jones, and Moses and Samuel Lloyd. Good evening, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, depending on your locations. This is the Liberia Public Radio. Let's have a conversation here. Today is Monday. Let's hear. But before then, man, the weekend was fabulous. It was great.
It was
Right here.
marvelous. I mean, it was terrific. I'm happy. I was overwhelmed that our friend and dear brother who celebrated his 70th birthday, people from all walks of life. Can you imagine people flew from England, people came from Liberia to celebrate with us. So it was very, very grateful. All depends how you live in the community. That show gratitude, how you exhibit yourself within the community. So
What was the most thing that captured your attentions at that event? If you were to say, it be emotional or whatever. But it was a very, very colorful ceremony. I will keep posting, and I just did a touch, and that video is going viral. It's a happy birthday, and so you got dancing. So it was great. But what was more emotional
all right.
moment that
Bear with us.
during.
He's still working on his network, and that's why he's giving problems. So okay, now he's back. Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, off first, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, you are off. Yeah, but now you are back. I was talking when you came back because I know you are breaking it. So, but
Really?
the thing that touched me the most, I said the thing that touched me the most
Mhm.
was he went back to his village to give back, especially some of us who came from way in the interior to make it to the city, from the city to come to the states. It's a touching because he went. Teacher couldn't be paid. He went, start paying the teachers from out of pocket. It was a junior high school. He fought. At that time, Dr. Bengwe was the minister. He fought and he raised the school to a high school level. And he started paying the teacher out of his pocket. Now they got solar system in the school. Student able to go to school. And when I was going to school, I don't have solar system. What we used to do? Fly that lantern and put it there. Put it the oil. You put a rope in there. You stay away. So it touched my heart. Sincerely, it touched my heart for him to go back to his village. I think he's a role model. Most of all, we need to go back home and do this thing for our villages and where we come from, especially we the additional boys, to be where we are. I can speak
Okay.
volume to it.
Let me bring in my dynamic, legendary co-host,
And,
Dr.
and
John.
you didn't even post some of our pictures because you're scared. You're scared what happened to the place. So you're scared to put these pictures up. So anyway, that's fine. I will upload it.
Don't worry. The pictures start going. Let me welcome Dr. Jones. Hey, Bill, welcome in the house. Ellis, Mr. Formulet, good to have all of you. Dr. Jones, good evening. Welcome.
Oh, good evening, host, and thank God that you're taking over tonight. And good evening, security analyst, Mr.
Yeah.
Barker.
He forgot to even call your name. He didn't know how to describe you. He said, he forgot. He forgot to describe you, who you are.
Mr. Barker, we got to take down how we make statement on this platform. We're not just in a hurry.
The man right now, the man is hard.
I just statement. I just say you forgot to describe who he is. So you're suffocating. You're suffocating. You even know how to describe the man. That's fine. I'm here tonight.
He's looking for something to hang on. He may not here tonight, so that he's kind of like a.
Oh no, but CEO, don't give up. Maybe you don't know how far the journey will go. You might spark up.
No, but even when he comes right now, he's on my way. He saw his bike right already. So when he comes now, he will be powerless. When I tell him to move before he move. So the guy is not happy with Jerry because this is a colorful picture, very beautiful picture at the Professor Barblot appreciations and 70th birth anniversary. The Liberal is a jealous guy. So when I saw this, when I posted the picture here, you're like, oh, this guy.
Mr. Barker did not even invite me to this thing, and we all live in the same state that we're calling ourselves compatriots.
Why not Jared back on birthday? How will he invite you?
Oh, no, I mean, those are our colleagues, those are friends. Ain't gotta be her birthday. But anyway.
Yeah, anyway, that's a different thing. Where
that's a salad dressing.
Yeah, wait for the 171 or 147, 7% at 140. Wait for the 140 on. We'll send you invitation. So, Mr. Bacon, it is that picture the liberal saw say he doesn't want to do anything. He got nothing to do with you. The fact of the matter is that we were in the handshakes and you're smiling. We're talking. It's a clear indication that the deal is see also that he know that he's not having ground. So maybe he just want to hang up with Sissy Goya now. How's that? I did on purpose. I sent a picture to him. I say, you see, Jerry, you talking to us? See what we're doing here today. So he mad. He's happy about you.
You know what? Not George Washington. Abraham Lincoln said, "Bring your enemy closer, so that you think what they are doing."
Okay. All right,
Mr. Parable. Hey, they are lying. Yeah, you see, says it. Everybody say it. Said they're lying. They said the alliance is shifting. My man, it already going. Not even shifting. The man already. The liberal left me at the by the wayside, and that part of that, what the liberal shown tonight. The liberal say he won't come on, so because he doesn't want to deal with back on. Okay, gentlemen, let's have a conversation. Good evening to welcome. A lot is happening in the news cycle. Too much, man. Every day is something different. Comes up every day. Something happens, and I'm not sure how this whole thing is playing out. It looks like this sort of GSC report here. It going to cause collateral damage in that place. It will bring up a lot of talking. But my attention here is June, and you guys can go to whatever you want to talk about. My attention is June on the Liberian investigator report here. The new caption, the resignations. Of course, we had a conversation before the resignations of the deputy governor for operations and what allegedly been awarded. And I know government works in different forms, and they always have this here, but that is a concern here. Pearson's resignation cast doubt over Boyka's audit motives. The news guy then to want to create a hell onto man, then you just go why here. But this whole thing here, it all started with our guy, Governor Talu. So, and I know we had this conversation here. So let me take Mali. Let me just start it. Yeah, thank you so much, Sissy. Folks, just share the live view with folks. You can also subscribe. You can also follow us and that way you can be able to get on the line. But Dr. Mali, let me just this is, I don't know how serious is this here. What potentially could be the end result of this? Why this woman to resign in the middle of all of this thing here? Is she not part of the administration? All of these things with Elisha style were things that are done to unilaterally. And if it is true, money that been given to her, I would know how government inside work. What does that suggest?
Well, I think first thing we need to understand here is that audits are almost like strange thing in our society. You know, it's like we're not used to it as a society. So it's like when these things happening, other people tend to have mixed feelings. I call it different names and other things. Like land CDC is even classifying this whole thing as witch hunt and other things. So it's not like it's a normal practice in our society, you see. So Joseph Barker coming, you see, one thing I like about this audit is like there are a lot of news of corruption in Liberia. But I want to believe strongly most of the funds that have been released to other agencies and other arm of government, it goes through the central bank. I want to believe so. So it's like he decided to target that area there to see all the opening, what went out, what came in, who took what. So I think it's a very clever thing. But back to the issue of the resignation, I really don't understand because it's like so many big heads will rise up in our bank. I want to believe she's not the only one. There will be so many resignation coming out in our place there because it's like this audit here. I don't see it as a witch hunt, but anyway, people get their own different version about these things. But as I said earlier, these are strange phenomena in our society. We're not used to it. Like even in the weird government, you realize that auditor who started some audits, I mean, did it at the expense of their own lives. Some of them just die mysteriously. So it's like looking at these things now is like we always have the perception, oh, someone coming to check behind me. Oh, someone coming to check behind me. Of course, these are funds that belong to the nation. And if as president, I want to know how they were used, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. You see? So I believe there are so many resignation coming, so many resignation will be coming up in that bank.
So yeah, talking about resignation here, let me bring in Mr. Collins, who's our senior contributor as well and strong supporter of Ambassador and President Joseph Newman Boyka. But he's a moderate guy. He's not like the lie of Jerry Bacon and that of SAMSON way of doing things. Mr. Collins, good evening. Welcome.
Good evening, Mr. So, and to the panel, Mr. Bacon, and to the doctor.
Dr.
How
John.
are you, sir?
So,
How are you,
so Terry, yeah, it's a funny thing. You see how the liberal is so light-minded and so politically picking, because his guy and myself took a picture at a program. Now liberal left Jerry back on alone because after we did a picture, I sent it to him. He said, "What? That Jerry back on shaking your that Jerry back on."
Yeah, this picture is beautiful.
Yeah, Jerry back on shaking your hand. So for which he mad or not, he not showing up because he doesn't want to deal with Jerry. If Jerry here is putting a defense line, giving parable and Tamason or whatever, I'm just telling him the reality, the behavior of this SAMSON tall guy. He continues to hang with. SAMSON is not doing well. I'm not sure what I say will even want to bother with him. So maybe you are the live hope. I don't think he want to go catch up with night taking anyway. So that's fine. Okay, so quickly here, let me go to before I bring in Mr. Bachman here. So Dr. Jones.
Yeah.
But should we question the resignation or is just it's a coincidence?
Yeah.
Well, I think I agree with Anderson, the executive director for the Center of Transparency and Accountability, he's arguing in a newspaper that the deputy bank governor for operation resignation should not be accepted by the president. And I want to agree with that. I think the oil should remain there until this audit is conclusive.
Right.
Yes. So I think I welcome this audit here. And as I told you earlier, money being distributed in Liberia, even from bank to bank, from agency to corporation, government arm, they all go through the central bank. So starting with the audit from down there will give Joseph Boakai a vivid understanding of what has been happening in our country, especially under the President Weah government. So I think the issue of the witch hunt is coming in because the sedition fee that Joseph Boakai did not audit the 12-year he served as vice president under Helen Johnson said they did not audit that government, but it was the prerogative of the CDC to have audited Joseph Boakai and Helen Johnson's government. So now they escape it. It's about 6 years now. I don't know why they're still going back to that story. And you know, vividly speaking, Joseph Boakai not going to audit himself. It's not going to happen.
Okay. It's not going to happen. Mr. Bacon, let me just bring you in here again. Thank you here. Who's to be blamed in this thing here? But let's take a holistic approach here. Fatu, good evening to welcome. B. Mokonen, it's good to have all of you here. Look, this resignation, is it a coincidence?
No.
You agree with Mali that government should reject their resignation because the newspaper Liberian investigator is also reporting potential money laundering. So we do not know the in-depth of it yet, as far as we are concerned. When we see this sort of information coming out, it's a clear understanding that there's some smoke somewhere, and eventually we would know here. But do you agree with Mali that such resignations should be rejected? The audit process is ongoing. I've said that the other day. Talu, in as much she's the head, there's an administrative staff. She's a deputy vice president for operations, literally oversee what is happening, transactions or different things. So all of these things that they are reporting with respect to Talu, was it like a unilateral something? She doesn't know we are hearing money being given to her. Is it part of a benefit? And I mean, it just doesn't, something just doesn't seem right. Who running from what here? Mali is saying her resignation should not be accepted. Let the process play out, and after the process, you can write 10,000 resignation letter and you will be good. Where is he wrong?
No, if advising the president, Mr. President, accept her resignation, accept anybody who want to resign, accept their resignation. If there's a crime is committed or any bad doing, the evidence is never going to go away. You're not going to run away from your shadow. Wherever you go, your shadow going to follow you. But you know what? I'm happy that Mr. Boakai is doing this thing, the general audit. It's a contradiction with the guy himself, saying that Boakai not going to order himself, or Boakai not going to go order himself. That's what he's doing it for. Wherever he leaves, that's what's going to happen. But here's the thing. Today, Riverside, the president of the Republic of Liberia, went to Riverside to dedicate $1.6 million judiciary complex in Riverside. If you listen to I think she's one of the judges. I don't know her position, but she's one of the judges. And she made mention in her speech that it is good that we are going to be connected to the central government because most of the verdict that come down from the Supreme Court, it has not been heard with individual county, so the laws have changed. So, but Mr. Boakai here to clean down the swamp. You know, if you work in the government, you think you want to resign, go ahead and resign. But you know what? We're still going to find you wherever you go. If you're involved in corruption, if you're involved in anything illegal, definitely you will still be fun. So it doesn't matter whether you resign or you don't resign, you stay in the government, that's fine. It's your prerogative to serve. We all have a privilege to serve our country. It's an honor for for the president to call you and say, "Can serve." It's also your honor to say, Mr. President or Madam President, I can no longer work in your government. That's your prerogative. It's your constitutional right. So no need for her to reject and say, "Oh, you know what? Let me reject your resignation." No.
You always on the other side. Look, Terry. So just now, okay, quickly before I go to Terry, resign and go through the process. Is that we say, or we resign, just let them go and give them some money, say, oh, you did
No,
well.
no. When you resign, we stay go after you if you are incriminated or you are connected to that or they report whatsoever you are, you're going to do that. Let me go a little bit farther. You know what? If you resign, you are in connection with anything, you are not going to leave that country until everything is processed.
So what do you think? It was reported in the print media of this sort of huge amount being given. If it is proven right, that money is given. Is it possible that GOL is cutting the deal to be like a potential state witness if there was a big thing to come out? Could you think you from the security background, is that somehow? And I do know, government works out deals, a lot of sacrifices, and I do a lot of things here. But from your own background, do you see that as a potential deal on the part of GOL? Maybe you might it can be a state witness on the case when something actually when you decide to go up there to the higher level. Do you see it that way? And if so, is it a wrong thing to do?
No, you see, there's a possibility. There's a possibility and say, you know what, we can use it as a state witness if there's a collaboration. In fact, just for you to be a state witness, you must have pleaded guilty to a crime or you are implicated in that crime. And they say, okay, we'll call you with a deal that if you give us this amount of information, if you're supposed to be sentencing for 5 years, maybe we'll give you probation.
I'm giving you a problem.
Okay. We'll give you probation. There are certain deals you record before they give you such a immunity. So I didn't know the detail yet, but it still need to work out and see what it is or what she want to do, and she resigning. So let's wait and see. The prosecutor or the Minister of Justice will make that determination.
Yeah, you caught the case already, so I don't know what you want us to say. Hey, Mr. George, good evening. Welcome. Look, Terry, this guy is preparing some salad for us here and putting it here and there, finding it very difficult to explain himself, but he tries to do the best he can.
I explain it from the legal perspective, from the legal aspect of it. That's what I'm doing.
What about that's who you are? It's nothing always bad. You're always on the side. I mean, I know you. I know you. Let me come to Terry. Terry, look, you heard what Dr. Jones is saying. Some of these resignations at the time of audit, and people might be calling in, and potentially we are hearing, and what major outlets the investigator is reporting potential money laundering, good billions of Liberian dollar, thousands of US dollar. We're hearing land being secured, can be found out of the cars, ball, laptops. So is it a luscious tallow? We have an administration that runs the board of directors. We have oversight committee, both houses of government. Is it one person to get all of those things work out? Where all of the other deputies? Were they isolated? Were they left out of the show? And now some of them will be to resign at the time. GOL needs more information and potentially hearing some money being given and all of that. What could that mean?
Yeah, Mr. So I think that is what we are all looking at, and it's kind of shocking to us because we did not really expect our president to behave in this manner. I expect him to be a man of experience, to act when necessary according to the law. But we see some things down that looking surprising to us in a way, because if you are suspending the central bank governor, he was not the only one involved into this audit. the audit is an inclusive audit that includes the hierarchy of the central bank. So by right, we expect that all these people who have been suspended as well. But if this lady is resigning, you cannot reject a resignation because that's the person's own choice. Maybe she see the dark things coming, she see the dark hand coming towards her, because obviously maybe if Talu is pulled in for investigation, it may trace to her or to them. So before the president suspend her, she want to recuse herself. Maybe that is the only thing I can think about, that she will resign quietly before the investigation start to extend, that she know already that it's going to extend to her. She want to be out of office before the investigation extend to her. I think that's the only thing I can make of that. But I thought that the president would have suspended the entire board, the entire heads, most of these guys from the CBL. I thought that is what you were going to do, even though what he did, again, we come back to it, is not his jurisdiction. That was not his responsibility. That is not his role. He had no power to do that, but he did it anyway. So if you were doing that, then he should have extended it to other people in the era, But he did not do that. So it shows that he is being biased, and it shows that he's being selective.
So it is placed in the narrative of the opposition. So the idea, the concept of Jerry Barker and potentially the liberal, if the liberal are here, they're always on the same side of the eye for whatever reason, God one knows. So the notion that Jerry Barker is telling us that maybe it's a coincidence, I don't think you see it that way.
Wow. Coincident, Mr. So? Did he say that? Because my internet was very
I never use that word coincident now. No.
I know you would not say that, because it's not a coincidence.
Yes, my argument. Yes, my argument to my brother. See, the president, Joseph Boakai is setting a good precedent for our country. Get it to the back of your head. It's not in our history. Hold on, sir. Can I get it? Can I talk, please?
Go ahead. Let me get water to drink because the headache was soon start.
Thank you. Go get some Tylenol, aspirin, whatever you're gonna get. That's gonna help you. Yeah, it's staring. One of the analysts on this show that the president is going beyond. The Constitution gave
one of the supporters of President Boakai on the show. Don't just say one of the analysts. One of the supporters.
It doesn't matter. That's what I'm just saying.
No, it doesn't matter. It's very important. You got to add that there.
I'm not disqualifying your supporter.
Mr. Bagman, you are intelligently disqualifying my supporter.
We not like to talk on this network. They see you as an extremist,
right?
As an enemy with aims. That's what I said.
As an honor coward edition. But go ahead, Mr. Bagman, because
the legislature, the executive, and the judiciary, there are three branches of government that work parallel to see resolution to be fixed in our country. The president, he is the chief steward. He decides when to prosecute, who to prosecute. The Minister of Justice decide who to prosecute. Well, listen, it's not a select. People say which one of the president. No. Yes, the president. He's putting the executive to news. Wherever he did, it is not right. You go to the judiciary and file your complaint. That Mr. President or Madam President, this is not your function. That's why we have the three branches of government to settle our dispute. Even in the legislature and the executive do not agree on one thing, they go to the executive, and not to the executive, I'm sorry, they go to the judiciary to settle the dispute. That's why the judicial system is like my brother Terry is saying, it's like everybody on 95 here or whatever state you're in, or 35 in Minnesota. All of you going 55 miles per hour. And the policeman pull you over and say, it's 55 miles zoom, and you are going more than 55. Then you say, how can you didn't see the other people that are going more than 35 before me? No, you have been caught. It doesn't mean the other people didn't commit crime, but you have been caught. So that's what it is. That's how the system works. Let us. Mr. Baka is playing. Hold on 1 second, sir. Mr. Baka is playing with the rule that you had given him the power. He's using the executive power to make sure to bring the assistant. Mr. Baka is pulling it to really. We have never saw that before. For the executive to go and say, you know what, we want to do this. This is what the law said. It's not everywhere. That's why we had the Supreme Court, we had the Circuit Court, we had the Superior Court, and we had a magistrate. Go through the process. That's what it all is about.
This is
so. Can I push back quietly, Mr. So, to correct one or two things? Because the last time we were here again, we brought the same argument, and we heard what he over here and went back. And CCPO also to test where he must go and set it. And we went to go find out again, because that information we already read, we read on the platform, that the president does, even the administrative law that you talk about here that the president has, we got to find out that the president do not even make administrative laws. Administrative laws are made by the legislature. So again, the president do not have the power to make laws. Most of most of what the president do are rules. Executive order falls under administrative laws. Administrative law are public laws created by the I'm coming. Executive order that you guys were arguing. These orders are because the executive is responsible to how you call it, exercise the law. So the executive execute. So the executive order falls under administrative laws that were created by the legislature. Go and look at it. It's there. So the president does not have the power that you guys are giving him. That's what you're saying, Mr. Bacon. You are right that this particular action is strange. We never see it before. And the reason you never see it because the president don't have that power to exercise that particular right. That's why you never see it before.
It doesn't mean it is not been exercised. So it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. But just that because it never exists. It exists, but nobody never executed. That's the whole thing.
Okay, let's bring in Dr. Jones.
1 second while you're doing that, let me go say something.
Yeah, I think Terry just said that Sissy said we should go think over certain things. I think Sissy told you to go think over certain things, but as far as I'm concerned, suspension is a temporary removal. I still stand by that. It's clearly stated in the dictionary. Suspension is not automatic removal. It's temporary removal pending.
It was not suspension we're talking.
Give me a chance now. Let me finish.
But anyway, go ahead.
Yes. Suspension is temporary removal. And what the decision the president made, he's 100% in the confine of the law. The president suspended the bank governor temporarily pending this thing. But anyway, I don't think that's the issue right now. The issue right now is this woman resignation. Mr. Bacon is saying that, oh, she can resign. Then later on, we stop her from traveling. No, you can't do that. You can't infringe on her right. She got a right to travel anytime if she resign. She no more a material. She no more a government material. But remain within the confine of this entity. We can have access to you. We can stop you from going. We can take your passport. You have not resigned. And I just read something from the Liberian Investigator newspaper. It said that this woman is implicated into this audit. It clearly said that the woman.
But now you just making a case.
I'm coming now. So no, I didn't make your case. I said she should not resign. You said she should resign. So I didn't make no case for you, Mr.
No, I didn't say she should resign. I said that you accept her resignation. That's what I said.
Okay, you said that you accept her resignation. I said that she should not accept her resignation because she's presently, she is a focus point as well. Okay, so what we're seeing here is that accepting her resignation and she leaving, she could go out of the country. Yeah, the other man there, up to now, we have not been able to get him yet, the finance minister. All right. He stay alive.
We can't get a minister of finance and she leave the country. How we going to?
No. You cannot accept.
Right.
Mr. Baka.
Right.
I'm saying we cannot accept. Mr. Baka should not accept her resignation. What I'm saying. But if you accept the woman resignation, she have the leverage to leave the country to do anything whatsoever she wants to do. And if you say, okay, we found your fingerprint somewhere, you send in an article or you are in the United States, please come and answer this thing here. You're not going to get her. So what?
But why you think he can't resist her? Why you think he cannot? Why you think he have accepted the resignation? Why you think he did that?
Pardon me? I'm not there to speak his mind. I said, if I were advisor to Joseph Baka,
because he can't. It is the responsibility of the legislature to stop her.
No,
not him.
No, the legislature got nothing to do with anybody resignation. They don't resign to the legislature. They don't send letter there for resignation.
It is the executive that can reject. The executive can also.
If you in a bank governor that you want to resign, you got to carry it to the speaker. No, it doesn't work that way.
No, what I mean. I agree that she's supposed to resign.
All the entity, all the agencies, they fall under the executive branch.
I agree.
Right?
I agree.
So the only difference here is that people are on tenure, and that tenure law is being crafted by the House of Legislature. So there are some things there. There are some things there that are rare that does not include resignation. That when you resign, you got to go to the speaker.
No, that is not what I'm saying.
It's not in there.
Mr. Made, what I'm saying is, it is the responsibility of the legislature. The action the president took on the CBL governor should have been the responsibility of the legislature.
No, I don't let you to learn because I'm on the floor. You want to try to make.
Yeah, but I just interjecting. I'm not stopping you. You say on the floor. I just wanted to interject.
No, I don't want to go back to repeating this thing. This is temporary removal. And if you went to read our law, go and read the tenure law and also read the code of conduct. There are nothing clearly stated that the president have violated removing someone temporarily. It clearly stated in that document that if when the president removes someone permanently, complete dismissal is violation. But there are nothing in there to say the president can remove you temporarily. It's not there. I read it over and over. I printed it. It's not there. So Joseph Baka is right to remove the bank governor temporarily.
So can I interject now? Can I speak?
Okay, we can at the time and not say that you don't supposed to say that. We can note down points if we disagree with our case, and then you can make. Yeah, Terry, what's your point?
So the reason I said that is because the president suspended the CBL board, and in my view, like I said, and I still hold to that the president was not supposed to suspend him because there is no law giving the president the power to suspend a man. So whether if it is temporary removal or permanent removal, there is no law giving him, and the president does not have the power to create his own law. Laws are created by the legislature. That has been my position until the Supreme Court can prove me wrong. The reason why I said the president cannot act is because apparently he knows very well that the same action the CBL boss is taking on him will be the same action the woman will take on him, because according to the Constitution, it is only the responsibility of the legislature that is supposed to take action, that's supposed to temporarily remove, that you call temporary removal, which the president did by suspending. Only the CBL boss supposed to take, the legislature supposed to take that legal action. The president is not so close with the authority to do that. That is why I believe he is only prepared, he is only accepting her resignation. And you cannot stop somebody from resigning. You cannot. The only thing you can do, if even the president have the power, he could accept the resignation letter and put on a restriction that the person should not travel out of the country. But again, the president does not have that power now. That power is given only to the legislature, or until the legislature can empower him to do that. That's my argument.
Jerry Barker?
I got different view on that. the president.
Can I push back before Jerry Bacon come in?
Go ahead.
Let's neutralize it. I don't want Terry. Just
no. Go ahead. I give you the time. Go ahead, Dr. Miller.
Well, I would like for the panelists to please go and read the National Code of Conduct.
I read that thing. I read that particular place you're talking about.
Coming, because all the law we're talking, they are intertwined. I also want for us to go and read the CBL policy. It's also intertwined. Then I also want for us to go and read the tenure law passed by the House of Representatives. They are all intertwined. All right. The president had not violated removing anybody temporarily. I've been looking for that word temporary. But if our argument here is that suspension is not just suspension. They get indefinite suspension. They get temporary suspension. They get removal from office. Okay, and all these things are clear in this document, especially for the National Code of Conduct passed by the same National House of Legislature. It's there. So we can't say suspension is suspension. No, suspension is not suspension. They get indefinite suspension. You're not coming back. I yield.
Okay, Mr. Bacon.
Yeah, you see, there are two people have the power. The judge can order you and say, Mr. Jerry Bacon, because of the nature where you are being involved in, you have to surrender your passport. You cannot leave this country. That's the judge. The judge had the power. The Minister of Justice can ask the judge, Your Honor, the witness cannot leave the country because she or he is implicated in this thing. So the Minister of Justice also fall under the jurisdiction of the executive. It's just 101. Okay? So here is the thing. If this lady who resigned, if she could be a material witness, or she could be one of the defendants, or whatever the case might be.
Possibly, is that what you think the GOA is doing? Possibly from your background?
Yeah, of course, yes. Yes. So they can go to the judge and say, you know what, judge? We can do this, or they can go to the grand jury and say, look, we want to indict the woman, but because of she had flat rate, we don't want her to go, honorable judge, or madam judge, we want to restrain, to give her a restraint. She cannot leave the country she needs to surround her passport. So there are so many ways the Minister of Justice or the judiciary, not the judiciary, the executive have that latitude to do it. But let me say this. This is what's going on in our country. I said it on this show so many times. I will say it again. What's going on in our country? I listened to the Madam Nyumli Kanga letter written, the auditing. It was not pleasant. And this is what's going on. We have organized crime in our country and white-collar crime. People who push the envelope. People who use the carry book to commit a lot of crime in our country. So these are the things. Let me go a little farther. Look what's going on at NSA. People go withdraw 500,000, $500,000. How can somebody withdraw physical cash and put it in their bag and go with it? And there's no accountability of that money. Where does the money go? These are all money laundering. So we have organized crime in our country, and we got to deal with it. And they are white-collar crime. There's no complainant or there's no plaintiff. So these people go unpunished. And what guy is saying, you know what? Enough is enough. I'm here. I'm going to clean this one. All the alligators are here. We're going to take them from here.
Are they cleaning the swamp or they are putting more alligators there?
I saying they clean the swamp. They're taking all the alligators from there.
I think they are putting alligator in.
The alligator that will be removed.
Putting crocodile and all into it now.
Well, the snail and everything will be removed from that place.
Okay, Walter, let's pick it, and maybe there are some things you have on your plate you want to talk about. But I mean, my concern here is the institutions run by other deputies who also have assign responsibilities in terms of how things move around within a bureau or in that agency and all of that. For just one person to be singled out and you have other people resigning and people are saying it's like a coincidence they can resign and we're hearing also extra being given to them, then of course where is what it's kind of it's very very confusing, but we'll leave it as it is. Jerry
But
Bacon, no matter what we say, Jerry Bacon would not agree with us.
no. 30 seconds. Here is the thing. It takes one person. You indict one person out of the indictment will lead you to the rope. What they say in Liberia, when you pull the rope will push. So it just takes one person. Once you indict one person, that one person will implicate other people and we'll get to the bottom of it. That's the investigation.
Okay. Terry, I know beyond that, I think was that Dr. Jones? Somebody was talking about Nyombli.
Yeah, I don't want to say that.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go to Terry and then from there you can come back to that. Terry, beyond that, what is on your plate?
Well, there are a whole lot of things. Like one of them, Mr. Bacon just stressed, Yombli Kanga Lawrence position. Like we are hearing that the audit, they are saying that there is nothing. First of all, I've not really seen Yombli in the media since that retreat exposure. Like we're having press conferences, talking to the media regularly. I think she needs to come out and do that. She's the pro temp of the Senate. We expect more from her. They were all beating on President Weah that he can't speak to the media, he can't do the one, he can't do that. There are a lot of misconceptions going around. Her letter is not sufficient for her. She needs to speak to the media, address some critical questions, answer some critical questions, and inform the public. You cannot continue to be doing it behind hide and seek. You know, you will have to come up and show your face, you know, and all of that. So I think that that means they have been running the legislature. How can you be running the institution as big as the legislature, first branch of government in the country, without any structure? So as a result, you're telling us now that any audit that goes on in the House cannot be attributed to them because there is no structure. So the audit now starts from now because the auditing team got to go put in structure first before now they can start to audit this coming 55th. So the audit start from them now. The real audit start from them. All the other audit done, it will not be admissible, you know, into law. I don't know. I don't understand it, but again, that is the kind of situation we find ourselves. I thought that was something. And also, I think some people who giving the president information, writing his speeches, they need to fast check some information. There were facts on the facts checker, those guys that can check facts on OKFM highlighted something the president said about the total square miles of the country. He made a mistake and he gave the wrong figure, and I thought that needed to be highlighted because those facts checkers from OKFM were able to discover that the president was not saying the right thing, you know. So I thought that was something that needed to be looked at. Yeah.
Okay, Dr. Jones.
Well, I just want to make one or two clarifications. In the various agency, corporations, and ministry, including the House legislature, they have all have a section in their offices that deal with communications between they and the public. I have not seen any time in my lifetime where a president pro tempore or the speaker addressing the House, there are arm sections in the various offices that handle public relations and media related issues that they speak for the House and other things that what I know about. So to that note, the issue of the audit, I read Yomli letter, but I think very soon they will continue to expose themselves. I think that's what's going to happen. Yes, that the direction I see all of them going in right now. There will be a lot of fighting going on right now. But what I have on my plate tonight is that I read in the Liberian Investigator that this guy was clear, but the government had not announced that yet. Abraham Kroma was clear of any wrongdoing during the investigation. But my point here is that I strongly believe and strongly hold the view that people who were stigmatized or who are stigmatized by the 16-year civil war should have no role to play in governance right now until they are clear by the War Crime Court of Liberia. Because now we continue to focus on Prince Johnson being on taxpayer payroll, the people elected him, all those things are wrong. So when we're talking about rule of law, people who hands are stigmatized with the Liberian Civil War should not be coming near to a democratically elected government functionary. So Kroma, if he's clear of his wrongdoing, I don't think it would be a wise thing for the president to get him back on board. So that's my bone of contention tonight.
Bone of contention tonight. So, and that's exactly all what we are saying here, because we don't see where is, and I shouldn't say we, because I'm not speaking for Mr. Bacon. Bacon he's going to speak for himself. Where this transparency, where this act of holding people accountable when we begin to flex some rules and begin to tweet some, bend some rules to get it going. But we're waiting for the investigation. I don't know whether they walk around court, but I can't tell when last said they ever talked to it, whether it will ever exist, it will ever happen, because things kept parting over things over and over and over. Mr. Bacon, let me just bring you, not to single you out, but you are a strong supporter of the government, which of course, and as well as Terry, Les Terry is a moderate who tries to look at some things objectively, unlike you. And
sure?
The liberal.
You sure Terry looking at things objectively?
No, for the most part, Terry, he tried to take a Highlander position on some things, and he can speak out. Yeah, as compared as to Jerry Bacon.
Thank you, Mr. So, because the doctor will not give me late credit, small kini credit. The doctor will not give it.
When last Terry started turning around? When last?
I balance. I speak to the issues that the wrong in the society my papa doing. Even though I support him, I speak to the wrong, and I also speak to the good.
Okay, Terry.
That is independent voice, and not an independent voice, but that is independence.
All right, Terry. I agree.
Okay, he's still fighting.
Yeah, give me small late credit, small, just small kini.
So back on.
History more likely to repeat itself or herself. See, when the oil company.
One second. Let's be carrying on. 1 second. I'll just be off the stream, but everybody good. Just 1 second.
Okay. When I call it NACO, whatever, the oil company, National Oil Company, when it went on the water, the president of Republic of Liberia then said she take full responsibility. Full responsibility of what? All the money that was due to. You agreed with all the huge amount of money. Fast forward. So here is the Senate. On the Senate floor or in the Senate in Chima, read a letter that the audit, they shouldn't be accountable for what they have done. What happened in the past? Even though it's on a wash, but you know what? Let's just go down the creek. Let's just go down the creek. Folks, this is a nation, a country that is ruled by 3 branches of government. And you are the president, the vice president, the speaker, and the pro tem. You fourth in, and you're telling the Republic of Liberia that, yes, what happened on our watch, there was no system in place. So for that reason, Liberian people, we shouldn't pay attention to it? Folks, let us wake up and smell the coffee in that country, folks. I mean, let's be serious. You, it's not just a single person. She also is a lawyer. She is a lawyer. She's not an ordinary person. Jerry Bacon. She is a lawyer. And as a lawyer, you speaking in this way and sending that letter. Nobody look at it. In the Senate floor and writing such a letter, you are committing. I don't want to go that far. I will leave it like that. You saying this thing, folks, Liberia, look, those are all you who follow us, please. I understand if I have an experience, they go on Saturday. And let me just go off track a little bit. Saturday, we went to our friend birthday party. And I met a lot of our audience. And they appreciate every one of us. So whatever we say here, the people are listening to us.
Wow,
and they
that's
admire,
good.
they admire our views. And they know each one of our names. Let me be honest. So what we say here is important. And you, as a Senate pro, send a letter that it just should be on the bridge because there was no system in place. Oh, so the people who have a driving lesson, who have been having ticket, they shouldn't bother them.
Well, Mr. Bagum, I'm not even cutting you off. But do you know that baboon is about to devour quota in our country? Do you know that?
You see the elder parable coming inside again.
Yeah. The president now, the rescue mother. I'm sure he and the puppet she and the puppet not going to see eye to eye on it because her letter clearly state that what you said, Mr. Bacon, is clear. Business as usual. You gotta get back to business as usual.
So
what the letter is telling us, all right? And there were the baboon and monkey will devour quota in that time because the puppet will not agree with that.
I think we need to
go and read the other report. About 16 I can get my hand on it now. About $16.31 million you exceed your spending rate. Can you imagine that? It's not just 500,000 or 1 million.
Even at 500,000, it can help something to do something with GFK. It can help to do something in our hospital.
I think what the president, I think what the protest should have done was to just keep quiet on this thing.
Because
I don't think you're going to get a lot of support in our era. Just put the thing under the raw. Then, if you put in the thing under the raw, then why were we persecuting former president? We are.
Right.
Business as usual.
That's my point.
Why were we persecuting this guy? I'm shocked.
well,
Babu is going to devour quota in our town. Trust me.
the Babu going to devour cola. But honestly, that's one of the irresponsible and reckless. You see, and the reason the people do this thing here, guys, is very simple. You see in the country here, even you can be a speaker, you will either see the person spokesperson, you will have this person. The reason for that is they have people specialized to find to, even when it's ugly, how to make it beautiful. But sadly, is not what is happening in the country. So the question now is she telling us, or is she telling the Liberian people, her supporters, yes, I knew about it, but I did it because everybody was doing it, or because I was not the leader. And for you to come out to say that, to write, to make public, those kind of things when you do them here publicly, what are you going to produce through LA? Your people call you, your constituent will end up say, you know what? You need to resign. But that's not going to happen in Liberia. What's your ignorance of a law is no excuse. You've been in it, not a newcomer. You've been in the system. You are a major party leader, and you are in the Senate. and you want to tell us that, oh, you should be exempted because at that time, it wasn't right. So who are you going to prosecute for that?
Yeah.
You want the law to let you go, to say, it's a cadeau. Whatever your day, let it go. The Helen Johnson salute star, right? Some squandered no car and say, okay, we are sorry. Yeah, you take responsibility, but yet you got over 5 million award from the Ibrahim article, something award, and government would not even compensate a dime. But then you say you take responsibility in more. So they're building.
But CEO, this is where now I found problem with the civil society that continue to defend dignity and transparency in our country. The question now here is, why can all these civil society come together? Those ones that defending transparency, accountability, take Helen Johnson Sally to court. She on tape for that local thing. Why they can't take her? It's the same business as usual. They all have got their phalanges in the corruption thing. That's why when it comes to civil society, sometimes I let them push their button very hard. Why they can't take the woman to court? The woman said, I take responsibility. That's a
But how will you take somebody to court for something that is not proven?
No, no. She on tape. You can play that tape. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but taking responsibility could mean so many things.
Okay, then we'll go to
She didn't say, I take responsibility for stealing the money. No. She said, I take responsibility administratively.
Yeah. Then we'll go
meaning to I take the blame for the mix for discrepancies and all of that. So I don't know.
Mr. Collins, then what we're going to do now, men of God, you will go tell the judge that one there right now, the legal mind will be there now to see what happens.
But you see,
I agree with you. But let's go before the judge.
Dr. June?
Yeah.
If you can find the tape, or maybe the CEO can find the tape. Your question they asked was that money was granted. And she said, I take full responsibility. Then he became a suspect to the crime.
Very good.
The security man I can't in.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Analyst.
Because the question they asked, so amount of money was missing. Then
he said, accomplice to the crime, man.
Then you're suspect to the crime.
Yes.
Which of course is a punishable,
it happened under the watch. It happened under the watch of your blood.
But that can only call for investigation. It's not a guilty crime. It's not a guilty verdict.
No, listen, we are not saying that she's guilty. What we say is that let's play the system. Let the system work out. Let her go to court.
No, Mr. Collins want to be a top lawyer.
But my grandfather was a lawyer. My grandfather was a lawyer.
But, the CEO says something here. Let me go a little bit farther. Yeah, it's a senator next door to us here. What's the name from New Jersey? Mr. Barr.
Mandel.
Yeah.
Indicted.
Yeah. Well, let me take the call quick.
But Mr. Soul, can I just come in real quick? The woman here in question, I think that like I want to disagree with when Mr. Mali said that the papi and her will fall apart. I don't think so. That woman's contribution to the rescue mission was very, very strong. And I also want to say, Mr. Mali, that I agree that there are media institutions that are responsible for, in the house that are responsible to disseminate information. But it is always precise that most of the time after every session, the pro tem will speak and have a press conference. What he need, Abache used to do it most of the time. To inform your people that, I know you got your media group, you got your responsibility and all of that, but you have to speak to your people. That is precise. And when you don't do that, then you leave the people to speculate. All right. Take for example, right, when Senator Dillon came on and said that the pro tem makes the pro tem fuel is $17,000 per year. The facts checker guys exposed that it was not so. It was that she was making $58,000 per year just for vehicles fuel, just for the fuel. So if you calculate that, if you calculate that times 9 years, do you know how much money is that? If you calculate $58,000 just for fuel oil, for gas, for 3 vehicles per year. If you times that by 9, you know how much money that she will be walking away with just on fuel? You know? So I think there are so many things that need to be looked at. And those kind of things, you have to give your people clarity. Because if you don't give the people clarity, when other guys come in, other politicians from the CDC and other people, when they start to highlight these things, and rescue people think that Terry is maybe sometimes they listen to me and they say, oh, Terry, most of the things are put forth here for President Boyka, it comes back to bite him in the end. Take, for example, now the yellow machine. The yellow machine story now. It coming back, it creeping back. Because up to now, we can't hear nothing about yellow machine. We can't hear nothing about buses. So what the reason why we highlight these things is for the rescue mission to take cognizance and put the house in order. Because by next year, this time, if you're not careful, that whole country will be on fire. Because you raise the people hope too high, including me. Now they play our air now sometimes I can be embarrassed. I go amongst some of my friends and are embarrassed to defend JMB.
Jerry,
you understand?
What are you saying?
I just agree with you. I disagree with you, Terry. You were the same. It was the same, Mr. Terry, that came on the floor here. When I said it's about time for the rescue government to look at some petty thing on the ground that deal with majority of the people.
Yeah, it's too.
And Terry said, "Oh, it was too soon.
It's too early."
All our stuff. But anyway, I want to thank God for the man of God. At least God is leading him now to go in so many other directions.
The Spirit of God will arrest him every day.
The deacon Bale.
Honestly, with respect to her position, you know, there are certain positions that you occupy, you can be too friendly with the camera, such as pro tem. I mean, it's typical. You would never see them so much speaking unless it becomes necessary. I mean, that's not a justification of doing, but I see why this house, it doesn't like to be, it never wanted, and it's still not considering of being audited. Because this, well, all of the problems, the kind of money that goes through this house, this building, you see behind me, so Channing Pope came and put one piece there. They can't even up to this time, no good water system in their place, in their own office.
No generator.
Nothing. You go in some of the offices there, it's just bad. It's just bad. If you are enter these days of you are enter that Capitol building with Samuel Doe, even later, I mean from down floor there all the way upstairs. But yet and still, these people, if you look at their budget, look at the money in this social development fund, this fund, that fund, legislative engagement. They're not engaging nothing, engaging their pocket, and that's all about it. And Malice says something. But I think we are all helping to make these people to do what they are doing, because everybody, the Jerry Barcon, Dr. Mali and myself is the only person.
You always protect your co-host, yeah.
It's not a matter. The guy, he's a straightforward guy. It's not like you. It's not like
he's from Lofa too. That is in Lofa people.
No, but well, we're not believing that he's a different person. You have men that came here with his 10 straw broom, everything went down the hill, blue, he jumped beyond the other party. Jared back home helped raise George Weah. They came, they wanted the alligator, the cat wanted to eat his own baby, blue, he jumped there. He gone to President Boyka. But until we can have a strong civil society, but it's very difficult to see, because poverty is what keeping things down. 1, 2, 3% you organize your goal, the people are going to infiltrate that system. That system going to be neutralized in less than a day, because they're going to call the people, hey, do not mind these people. These people, they will get tired. Don't worry about them, especially when they see you as a highliner. But honestly, if the house is audited, it's going to be hell going to break loose. I'm telling you.
But CEO, to even add to that, the media with all the difficulties they're experiencing in Liberia, the media is setting so much agenda for people to take issue and have them corrected, especially for the civil society. They're not even paying attention to these things. Look at the issue Colin just talked about. Now we got some guy in the system now, the fact checking. That's a good thing.
Yes.
So the question now is, apart from government and apart from the media is setting the agenda in our country. Really talking a whole bunch of issues. The civil society is supposed to come into the picture now and pick up some of the agenda and go to the fact checker and get it straight and move to court and get the government on its feet running. But it seems to be the civil society now, they are all in the dining room of the corrupt official. They're all dancing and whining in that place there. So nothing is happening. So the media, what happening in the social media now, we come here, we try our best to highlight things. Okay? People in our country, organization in our country call themselves transparent and accountable organization. They are there. A new group was just launched called themselves the Dignity Group. All right? So all these groups are coming together and look at some of these things in the
The people hustling, Papa. The people hustling, the country hard.
Mr. Bagon just said the president dedicated 1.6 million judicial complex in the southeast.
You know, pay the people first.
Yeah, that's a good idea. But my question now is, this is a population that don't even have pipe-borne water to drink. This is a population that don't even have access to electricity. People sleeping in darkness. They walk from one district to another. The healthcare post is down. Is that a priority right now? When the American State Department have already told you how corrupt the judiciary is, the judiciary setup is in Liberia, you keep spending money on them. Up to now, not one judge have been removed. Not one. All right. Why we can't overhaul this whole system? The people in the southeast there, they need some major thing. Okay, let's talk about the health post. People travel distances to go to one health post. You leaving all the things, spending 1.6 million, you have to dedicate a group that is not transparent, it's not accountable. They just be taking money from the people down there. That's a sad day, Mr. Barker. It's a very sad.
But that is also important, Mr. Dr.
No, I as a president, I'm not going to part by health posts, the people suffering, electricity. That would be the last thing I would do. That would be the last thing I would do, Mr. Collins.
Just recently here, and Terry, then Mr. Bacon can come in. And that has been the problem with all of, not just only Liberia, African government for the most part, to set their priorities. There must be a priorities in whatever you want to do. What comes first? First thing first. Oh my God, this guy ready again tonight. We'll open the line. First thing first. So it's like a situation of you came across two scenarios. One is life-threatening, and one is just something that can just be treated. So which one do you handle first? Something that is more or less that is life-threatening to save that person's life. That's what you want to do. We're just talking about this thing the last time. I think Jared Bacon and his guy Bashu here about the judiciary, about the judge and how they're supposed to get paid. Okay, it's good to have a functioning judiciary system cross country. But let's look at even what is happening within the Morovia system. Do you think the judiciary system there with all of these little district courts and all of that, are they in tight? So you need to take the bottom to top approach, set your priorities. But I've come to realize from time to time, our governments operates on the on public opinion, what people say, to entice people to please their demographic, their base. They go about doing that. But you need to have a priority. Yes, things that really need to be fixed. But we're seeing the same octopus problem that even existed in we are government is getting to be more than that. The other case will open, this other one will open, no hair, no tail, and it keep parting over and over and over, starting from day one on the inauguration. money was misappropriated. Reportedly, it was reported it has not been the adequate address. You hear this one, and time comes, they water it down, and we keep having this over and over and over. Here we are now with the both CBO thing. Yes, I do agree. The president has the constitutional authority to effect any suspension of that. But the question becomes, is CBA, is it the owner of a Aloysius Talu? Certainly no. It's an institution. It's managed by managers, right? So have they had a conversation with these other people? And you're having somebody now, you're accepting somebody's resignation, and it's been reported that this sort of huge sum of money is being given. So it seems to me government is stuck, government is making a deal for this person to be a state witness to bring all of the dirty things outside, which of course it happens in the country too, but they need to come and clear out. Don't come tell her like you resign as if you resign on a good note. No, that's not the situation. Go ahead, back on.
I could not agree with you. Yeah, any of your statement. That's
you don't agree with me on anything here anyway. You always in your own world. So
I could agree with you more, but you see, the system that we have, or the system that we have created for the birth of Liberia, is still haunting us. That we planted a seed, and we are still harvesting that seed. We have made the president to be the king instead of president. Because everything that we want to do, we go to the president. I just want to put it out there. Watching the repatriant that from Ghana, they went to the president's house. You know, those that were from Ghana, they feel they brought on the buses through Togo to Liberia. They went to the president's house. If we have the system in place, they don't have to go to the president's house. The human say we're here. Then imagine the vice president or nominee will be enrolled out there, I think 2 or 3 days from now. And we have a Republican city mayor. They're not going to go there. They're coming to the Democrat. Even the same, we have our own government. Like my dear brother said, that said. I agree with you. $1.7 million is a huge amount of money, but we will still have to do the institution. But if we have the government is independent, and this city, or the states, or the town, they are independent, whereby they will have their own system, it will be much better compared to everything have to come from the central government. If you want better road, you got to go to the Ministry of Public Works. Why Rebel Second get our own Ministry of Public Works? They generate revenues. So these are the weakness of our government, because everything will have to go to the president. So you want to sleep, you go to the president. But let me conclude. When it comes on a lot of corruption, it is dangerous. It's well for me. I never say word corruption. I say what we have in Liberia is organized crime. Is haunting us. It's organized crime. It's a white-collar crime. Nobody there to prosecute. The county attorney is weak. The district commissioner is weak, and then the district commissioner, the county attorney, the district attorney is weak. The minister of justice, they are not prosecuting people. We have 3 branches of justice system. The county attorney can go after the.
Those that are there now or in the past? Which one? Which?
Currently and presently, previously and currently.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they are not functioning.
I thought other people were exempted.
No, across the board. It's across the board. There's no exemption to the rule. You are sitting senator saying they should waive it because you know what? They have been doing in the past.
How many people in central prison, and other people who just took people's cell phone, grab other people's thing, and blah blah blah, they are in correction facilities throughout the country. That one they never waive it. You ate taxpayer millions, hundreds of dollars, and you're telling us because maybe you never knew there was a rule existed. That's hypocrisy at the highest level. And you were one of those, you were a major political party leader. and now you become a leader in the house of elder. So show that these people they don't have no advisors, and they would never want no advisors because they are me. It's everything is about them. Anybody who doesn't want to share, who doesn't want to give people because they're going to be taking people's views, they're going to be taking. Why you think all of these BB people they have spokesperson, this writer, that person? Why? Because they need wise people to be around them so that when there's a crisis, those people will brainstorm and they will address the situation and will put a statement, even though people will take it differently, but it will be properly fine-tuned. They can't just get on and throw. It's not like how what people operate, like you chop the back of a tree when that bar is on the floor. It's on the floor. You can't stick it again. But if she had like a good advisor, good surroundings, first of all, like you rightfully said, she will not want to say, you're not going to say, or even if she were making a statement, we take responsibility. But these are corrective measures we are putting in place. But guess what? Because they get their organized clique or crime group, like Mr. Bacon said. So all of the big guys are involved. Nothing going to come. Oh, we just talking here. At the end of the day, we go take Tylenol and we go to bed. Tomorrow, another crazy news story come out, and then we jump behind it. It is why it is. Now, how if you have a system as another branch of government
but
operates like that, and they want to only hold the executive responsible, how do you think it's going to work? No way, zero.
No, but CEO, here is the thing that Mr. Bacon said. Do you know how many people the pro tempore and the speaker push on the president to employ them? I just got that information today. The president don't even know all the people that are working in his government. It was these people.
But who said it the last time y'all beating on all
these people? So now it has come to a point where it's like Mr. Bacon is now crying foul. Colin is now crying foul. Is business as usual still coming now? Then I think you need to agree with me in principle now that there's a need for a democratic socialist party.
Dr.
Can I come in, please? Because Dr. Mali.
Dr. Mali, they need to agree with us. Not you alone. Us.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. See, I know I'll group you in this whole thing.
I said, why are you always trying to pull him in? The man not on your side. You try to always find alignment. So
he's not on your side. The man is a socialist, African socialist. You know.
You see,
he's not on your side.
No, I did not want to bring the CEO in the other picture. Yeah, Mr. Bacon. I now wanted to bring the CEO in the other picture here because it's like I was saying, since this is the problem and we have acknowledged it, and it seems to be it's going to go beyond Joseph Boakai operation because the president pro tempore just cut the cake today. That you've been beating around, but it's business as usual, no change around here. So there's a need now. This is where now the CEO will disagree with me, but I think there's a need now. We enforce or establish the Democratic Socialist Party to put this thing under control in Liberia.
So what would be the work of that Democratic? Who would be the party? Is that what, are people from Lebanon or where they coming from?
No. That's why. No, that's where Mr. Colin attacked me the last time. I said, Mr. Colin, this thing I will refine it. It will be refined. There will be a lot of democratic tenants inside. But this one now is like the kind of statement that the president pro tem made. If the party was in place, we'll forget about your rights and privileges. Will summon you because you destroyed this country. We'll have to turn you over to the Justice Ministry.
But Mr. So
I come in. We're trying to find a solution.
Okay, go ahead. I want to see that document first. Then we can discuss it.
Now, Mr. Bacon, now, the Daha or Mr. Bacon, the CEO just asking one question. I was just waiting for the answer. Pass or now, or he said no, it even happening now. And that was a good news. Thank you, CEO.
Lebanon here to Nezu, that life jacket. We send life jacket for Mr. Bacon.
Or if we cannot have the Democratic Socialist Party, then we can bring the Cummins group because they're close to that era. Thank you.
Why?
Wow.
But let me finish. I know Pat George just coming. But let me
But you
say
gotta let me talk small. You're too now. You're giving me chance to go ahead, Bobby. Yeah, go ahead.
The problem we have is the implementation of the law. Somebody who will say, you know what, I'm going to take the drastic decision, no matter what it is, wherever it carry me. We need a strong minister of justice. What happened to maybe?
What? There's no strong minister of justice. Then what?
It's not possible.
I'm coming. I say, hold on, sir. We need strong minister of justice. We need strong county attorney. We need strong district attorney. What happened in the Gali family? When the former city mayor Giuliani, he went and demolished the Al Capone group in New York today. There no exist. So we need strong people like that to say, you know what, I'm going to go after these people. What happened to in South Africa?
Jerry Baca.
Who you going after now? The legislature? You got the power to go after them?
Yeah, of course.
Jerry Baca is beating around.
Yeah,
then you buying into Mr. Mali or
no. You see,
government strategy.
I'm talking about socialist something there. I don't offer that crap. Socialist.
George will come in here. You hear talking. You hear where your tabatai strong this. If those people that are there are not strong, who should take the action to bring in the people?
So that again, question. What was your question?
You see.
No, I don't understand your question because you said Joshua was going to talk, so I'll listen to him.
I'm hearing you are making the point of strong minister of justice, strong attorney general, strong police director, strong immigration chief. If these people that are there, if they are not strong, if they are not effective, if they are not implementing the laws, who should take the action?
The president fired him. That's what it is. You don't carry my objective of the principle, I fire you. I get rid of you.
Is that the answer?
Is that happening?
Oh no. But listen, we have to do the work. Once the president appoints you to do a work, you are there to do the work. If I know you're not functioning, you know what? I'm going to get rid of you. Even the place we work, your place of work. They say, yes, there are things that you will do. If you're not functioning, so we'll transfer you or we'll get rid of you. That's it.
Okay. Let's come in there. I don't know why he said they want to bring the ANC people to be the socialist group, democratic group.
Yeah, but good for them. They didn't go out there. They are the socialist group. But in fact, Liberian people will not take any socialist group anyway. They must just go to Vermont to go join or Sana Bandi to be socialist democrats only. So go to Vermont.
No. Don't. You shouldn't confuse it. Yeah. Democratic socialist movement.
Mr. Mali, when you carve that document, then we peruse it.
So
but until then,
I don't want Mr. Bacon trying to contaminate this thing. I don't want to do like that.
Until then, we got to look at it. But Mr. So, here is the thing. You said something very important before Pat George come in. You said something that why these guys cannot hire people that are sophisticated to guide them. The thing is simple. If you hire somebody who is sophisticated to guide you, that person there will know all about you. And when that person get to know all about you, it's bad for you. So you want to hire somebody who don't know much so that they will not be able to adequately understand everything that you get in your coffers. But here is the shocker here. If, from what I calculated here, if the pro temp fuel alone is around 58 grand per year, after 9 years, she will have accumulated 522 grand. 522,000 only in fuel.
Wow.
So what kind of country are we running? What kind of country are we really running? You know, so I don't know what they're thinking on for Liberia. What is their vision? What are they looking at in the next 10 years? They have children. What are they thinking about the children? Because even if you lay up well for your children have to live in a society with poor people that never had that opportunity.
Get her place either Pennsylvania or Pittsburgh, one of those places, other than get houses.
But how they will come? Because I'm reading what they're doing now. They're creating problems. I'm reading on the U.S. Embassy website. they suspended visas, even though they're saying that, you know, they're going to use another strategy or whatsoever and thing. But they suspended visas in Liberia. So we don't know if it's a targeting something or because they're saying that they want to change the strategy. So some of these people may not even get the opportunity to come to America after, if they're not careful, after 6 years from now, some of them may get sanctioned.
No, but Colin, when the New York coming to America, when I'm making all that money in Liberia,
Mr. So says she got a house here. She got a property.
No, not only her.
The dollar on
Let me go to Mr. So. Let me go to one of your senator in Grand Jira County. They may get a mansion in France. All her children are there. So the people need more money in the house. So facilitate their home in France and other places, and also facilitate their home in Liberia. So they need all this money. What are you talking about? All of them, their children are in our country? No. They all have home everywhere. Now those guys that they sanction, now they have a new home. Their new home is Africa now. They get bidding all over Africa. They can't come. They get it in Ghana. They get it in Ivory Coast. They get it in Senegal. So those guys are living.
To get multi-million houses in Abidjan. That Pa George, good evening, welcome.
Who, Mr. Tue? Wow.
Oh, yeah.
How you doing?
You get a company in La Côte d'Ivoire.
What?
Supposed to be. Yeah, Pa George, let's hear you.
Well, it's just the same. What the record singing the same old song. Look, for me, I have said it. Liberia uprising.
That's the word I've been looking for.
Wow.
Democratic uprising now.
Yes.
A good labor now on the shoulder now.
In Kenya. The trouble in Kenya came about what? Tax.
Yeah.
Nigeria, good governance, high salaries. That's it. I continue to say it. These legislatures, the Liberian government demand that these people step down. They don't get the kind of money. They demand that these people should reduce the salary to $3,000 a month. You don't want it? Get out. What is this country that 5 years and someone will make $250,000,
Right.
500,000? The country, abject poverty, people can barely survive on $1 a day. And yet the person, the money they make is small. I mean, can you imagine? Country like Liberia, someone taking $5,000 plus and they think the money is small. The work would drain too much. That is an insult to the people. Hospitals, roads, water, schools, sanitation. People don't have it. But you're writing cars that cost $60,000, $65,000.
On bad rules.
Bad rule. Look, I say people should go and tackle government. But say we stay in the street until our demands are met by you people. There's nowhere anybody should be making $5,000 a minister of someone in parliament in Liberia. No. Because my argument has always been, let us do the study, the economic study to find out what someone in Liberia can survive on a daily basis. That would determine how much a minister make or someone in parliament. All people got homes in Liberia. But I bet you, they're taking house rental. Those people, you check it. They're collecting rent for horses.
Yes.
They're collecting rent for horses. 3 years, you take the car. You don't take the car back to government for government to sell it. You take it. Because that had These things should trickle down. If you're going to change car, turn all the cars to GSA. Let GSA auction to the public. Now that you people have nothing to do with, don't go back there and go behind and send someone to buy. Let all the people down there benefit from the government. No, they don't turn the car. They take the car and they say, "We want 60,000 again for another car." What kind of country is that? The best thing, Liberian people, you get in the street. The minister.
Oh no, that's not good.
No, let me tell you. Poverty is the end result that people must stand up and fight. It's not violent. Just say, look, you're reducing salaries. 3,000 across the board. You don't want to get us someone who wants to take the job. That's it. Terry, for heaven's sake, how can you sleep sound when your next door neighbor does not have meal to eat and you think you're safe? You're not safe. It's just a matter of time. And the goal to hire people. It's not that they can't hire competent people, but they hire people that will form part of the clique. Someone, the people they bring in, that people who support the criminality. They're not going to bring anybody outside that will show they're behind. Oh, no. They're going to bring people that will cover up for them. Because they say, my man, and you know you're chopping, I bring you to chop. So if you want to open your mouth, we'll put that person outside. That's it. So all the people that hire, they got no value, no principle. Let me just close on it. Why you think my representative Mervyn Cole, yeah, Mr. Sawyer, the Phoebe Hospital at the time, I think it was 2021, 22 or that, Mervyn Cole then said, if they cannot put someone on a hospital board, they will withdraw the doctors from Phoebe Hospital. Mervyn Cole was leading that fight because he said government is a larger contributor to the hospital, and if they cannot put somebody on the board, the government would rule the doctor. So, and I said it on tape. I said he and Wilhelmina Jala, they took the doctor from Phoebe Hospital, and I said people that will die in our hospital, their blood will be on Mervyn Cole's hand. And after that, I will still say, if I see him, I will tell him. This is a man who telling you he lost his country. The Phoebe Hospital, the policy is that all the administrator is appointed by the government. That's the arrangement. All the administrators, they just send a name to the hospital, to the board of the Lutheran Church. The church, except whoever the government sent. The only thing the church has is the board. But Mr. Mervyn Cole, Representative Cole said no, he will not certify. He wants someone on that board. These are the people they say they for the people. These corrupt people. Here today, he's fighting that the civil service agency cannot take control of the legislative staff. They must send people. They got a list that the man must go by. If not so, they're going to they will make sure they shut down government. These are the corrupting in our country. So for me, the point I reach with Liberia, people must jump in the street and demand, not to overthrow government, and just say, look, these people are making too much money. If you cut all the people's salary down to $3,500, teacher or policeman will be able to make $200 some more dollars. Cut down the cars.
Time has caught up with all. And you know, I listened to one of these outlets today, and America not do day, America not treating you fine, America not doing day. People
come on, man.
Thousands of people can't go from Nigeria, they get visa. Yeah, the people watch and they see that you are unable to stand up for yourself. You know, they are basic things that you should stand up, but you allow 24/7 for people to define you. Let's take let's take one of this long call here, and then guys, we will be making our final caller. Hold on one second. I didn't even connect this stuff here. Just bear with her 1 second. Oh my goodness. Other guy. Yeah. Hello? Yeah, hello. 980 number. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, are you listening to
I hear you well.
Yeah, but you gotta load the monitor, whatever you're listening to. Other than that, you will keep
No.
hearing yourself.
No, I'm not listening to anything I heard.
You got something in the background. Got something in the background.
You hear me now?
Yeah, then 202. If you get somebody on the other line too, please lower your device, whatever you're listening to. Yeah, go ahead. 980.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. So, and good evening to the panelists. So I'm calling to contribute to make a correction to Brother Terry on the issue of the U.S. Embassy. So if you read the publication that the U.S. Embassy put up, they are saying that they are transitioning from the system they are using right now to a new system. And if you go on the U.S. Embassy website, so different countries in West Africa, that publication is on all of the U.S. Embassy website in the different countries. It's not only for Liberia, it's for most of the countries around us in West Africa. So the only transition, they're not starting visa process, the only transition on the 16th of this month. But to the politics of the day, Liberia is in a serious trouble. Some of us supported this president that we have gotten a change that we envisioned that President Weah didn't give. But on the local things right now, it's like we have done business as usual times two. That's how it seems like. Because even senators and representatives that we supported on the rescue mission, they all have failed the people. Reading Senator Dominic Kanga letter, that letter is disturbing. If you were in the leadership of the past, of the 54, it seems like you're defending your work that you did in the 54. $200 million for over 20 years from 2005 to current. That's too much money to be spent on just 103 people, 200 million. And then the country has not really benefited from that money. We cannot show anything in our country that we spent 200 million on long roads. I'm not sure if we spent up to 200 million on roads for the past 20 years in 2005. But we gave people 200 million that have done nothing for the people. So it's simple. It's simple. It's disturbing that the senator was saying, "Oh, let it go," because there was no accountability. We can't account for money. Even young people that we see 6 years ago, I think we account for it, so let it go. So the issue of the president, John Lennon said it, that this president will continue to tread the path he's treading because the system that was set up to get people into government, it was broken down from the day senators and representatives who supported started crossing the road to the executive marshal to give lists of people who they wanted in government.
Okay.
So John Lennon knew that the system was going to break down from there. And that's what we're seeing right now. Senator Yogi Kaga got a brother or sister, they're all in government, they all the second one bowl, the other one, the other place. It's so crazy for us, but I don't know what we can say about Liberia. Hopefully, maybe somebody might change it, but I'm not even sure about Mr. Cummings because greatly that we're trying today, greatly was with Mr. Cummings. So if Mr. Cummings was going to win the election, Mr. Greatly was going to be Cummings' government. Whether he was going to take action with water, that's what we don't know. But that's my favorite. Have a good night. Thank you.
Okay, guys, it's already time here. Please, just restrict to 1 minute, so I'll go to my guys for us to closing. 202 number, go ahead quickly.
Yeah, thank you so much for the show. This is Gregory Powell. Look, and I keep saying this thing. This is my starting statement. I told people I say corruption is not a laboral problem. Sincerity is a laboral problem. Be fair to the issue. Look, you know, I'm not supporting the government. I'm not supporting President Baka who know they come out not coming to power for change. It was just opportunity 6. Listen, we discussed about the information phone. The person came out and started pressing the lady that we accused of corruption. Without the election coming on, he started pressing the woman. Look at it. They're talking about single bank. The letter was clear. He said, I resigned because of why y'all talk? Y'all say to me, I resigned, but my money, my banner money for my maintaining money, I need it. And I resigned because the pressure you're giving me to resign, that's why I resigned for. If you say, oh, maybe she'll be a witness, she's not there for witness. The more hurt with pressure they give her, that's why she resigned. And look, the same bank, the president knew this man that he appointed on position as an artist. Paying 90,000. Look, I can't get it. That man owed the bank 90,000. He's making money. I think governor. Corruption. Like photocopy.
All right, thank you. Somebody phone is.
It's not a photocopy. It's not new. This is what happening.
Thank you so much.
Government is Thank you.
All right, James, not go ahead quickly. So we are out of time, so I'll go back to my guys.
Yeah, I think everybody's talking. You will continue talking, and you feel like a radio station and platform. But Liberia is not going anywhere because I see corruption is the star of Liberia. So there's no one more star, so once those star will get put it there, it will represent corruption. This star represent corruption. So at least the international community can know. Liberia is not going anywhere. Everybody will put you government there. They'll go and add to the people. So we got to put one more color inside the flag, the national flag, the red, white, and blue. They put under which color represent corruption. They put it there. So it will be better because our nationality is corruption.
All right.
Everybody can be corrupt. Everybody can the ministry more they corrupt. They let Mr. Mahali say the other day. He said in America, he thought all the things as Mr. Mahali just did that thing that fly. Because you're not working nowhere. You say go like bread now, as soon as that sleeping good here, you're not talking again. Hey, your education minister there, the man I used to work with you people in education, is there. What happened to the government, the school there? Nothing. You don't even buy one arm chair here. So that's a lot. One time I was listening to Elliot Slow. He said, America can get all the people 10 year green visa. He asked the same question, how many years the liberal passport can carry? Like 5 years, so they'll get 10 years. Your passport only carry 5 years. Your driver license at 1 year. So who will get that one? America said most of the documents are 10 years. I don't know why you will come back. Exactly. Your passport only go for 5 years. They say them will give you 10 year visa. Where can work at? Thank you,
buddy. Yeah. I mean, I know that's right. And those people, these things they do it to upkeep their economy. They're not just doing that, but I want people you go there, everything goes to them. Nothing goes to government revenue. Okay, guys, let's wrap it up. Who wants to go first?
I want to go first. I'll come to leave.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the callers, I think they make some valid point tonight, and Mr. George try to bring some solution. But to be very frank with you, there is no way any president, including President Joseph Boakai, can succeed in Liberia with the type of corrupt generation still running. It's very hard. It's very difficult. Joseph Boakai will just try his best. All right. But Pajor talk about the Liberian people should rise up. The Liberian people we don't have that orientation. We're all scared. All the Liberian people, almost half of them, their hands in the cookie jar. Nobody going to rise up in our country. Every representative they get their constituent, they share their corrupt gain with them. All right. So when we talk about civil society, they are here in the cookie jar. The churches, they are here in the cookie jar. The media, some of them here in the cookie jar. So who is going to rise up down there? Nobody going to rise up. And even if they rise up, it's a matter of just shooting in the air. Everybody will go home and go relax, and nobody going to buy on our street anymore. So the only solution to the Liberia problem, we got to go back to the Gerald Rowling strategy. The same thing happened in Ghana. it happened in Ghana. Jerry Rawlings had to take some radical stand. Okay, and even eliminated some corrupt official, even put them on firing squad and remove them. That how Ghana got back. I come in now. That how Ghana got back on strong footing. Until strong system is put in our place, nothing going to happen. Joseph Barker will solve it. We will just try his best, and other president will come. It's going to be the same 5 and 6 in our country. Nothing will happen until the system is removed, the system is changed, and corrupt officials and corrupt generation, both in the private and the public sector, are dealt with severely. Other than that, Liberia just going to be just like that until I don't know when. Thank you, CEO.
Okay. Who wants to go? So
Yeah.
You didn't give special.
But anyway, Pajo, you want to go, you can go.
So hold on one second. This guy is my co-host. I enjoy your closing. You didn't say anything to Jerry Bacon is liberal.
No, CEO. I said I congratulate Mr. Bacon and Colin and Liberal. They have admitted now that you ask a question, you dug a hole where they jump in. And the hole was, now all the problems starting. Was it in the past or it continued now? Jerry Bacon, the chief prosecutor on the platform, said, oh, yes, it's even happening now. So, no need. Just
okay. I didn't hear that part. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Jeff.
You know, history will judge some of us. When we're seeing it, some of us seeing in the campaign will say, this thing I will see will not solve the problem. People say it's not and for me. I always say, if I would speak the truth to stand alone, I would prefer standing alone. And I said, I'm not going to support. Jehan said 2017, I was in Liberia for 3 months. I said the way people, this government will be miserable, will fail. People say, oh, it came. The Boga regime coming now, we see it now. No, this thing is no joke. To find a 177-year system to break it, you got to get some spine and some backbone.
Yes.
That thing it has become it is part of our DNA. We eat it, we drink it, we sleep with it. It's all we think when we get up. The children in the school, from grade school, is what they're thinking. How to crook people, how to steal. Insincerity is the order of the day. It has become, it is part of our society. And for others to turn around, then you got to break some people's hand. Literally, you got to break some people's hand. You got to break some people's back.
We need to start breaking some hands right on their network.
Because there's no way.
Wow.
Someone sitting on there.
The socialist movement.
I'm not for socialist movement, but I'm for radical change. Radical change.
What the definition of radical change, Pajo?
Where people who are gay will be sitting down in jail in the morning, they got to work too much, they got to go on the agricultural farm to do some work to feed themselves.
Oh no, what system?
Democracy do it, and yet people don't.
George, let's go ahead. Let Terry go.
You don't see person you're picking up trash.
Sorry, Pajo. It doesn't. That it can't work on a democracy. Sorry.
No, wait. Yeah, people don't go. You don't see person picking up trash on the street.
No, this is America. We're not talking about American democracy.
Dr. Malley, he's making his own closing statement, so maybe
democracy.
No.
So okay, if you say a relative, fine, but that would be my own. People, relative. So people will go in the morning, go to the agricultural farm, work. You come back because so you can't get sick. Go to pay. That's it. You got food to eat.
Yeah, we can pass on.
You will Mr. Bacon then.
Okay.
No, I'm not Mr. Bacon. Mr. Jerry Tempa, they say they are all related in Liberia.
Okay, let's allow Collins. Collins, let's hear you.
Yeah, so like my brother was saying, somebody called try to correct me. I agree. I didn't say that, the American embassy did not transfer to another program. I think they're trying to. But what I'm saying is, right after Dr. Raptel, something is not adding up. There are so many glitches. Right after Dr. Raptel speech, we're seeing a change of a new, how you call it, ambassador. And then all of a sudden we're hearing that they're changing the program, suspending visas and all that. So this is the America we know, that is how they do their things. But if that is a temporary stuff, which is, I agree. I will pray for that to be so. And I would not pray for the otherwise. But there have been too much of corruption going on in the country lately that could take the eyes of the United States. As I saw something today, I don't know if it was true, the ambassador met with Fonati Kofa. I saw some kind of stuff on the newspaper. I think he met with Fonati Kofa and all of that. But I wanted to make correction. So it would be the pro temp, because she's making that 58 grand when she became pro temp. So that money will run for 6 years. Instead of 9 years, it will run for 6 years. But even if it run for 6 years, that would be 348 grand just on fuel. It's still a lot of money.
Just on fuel?
So yeah, just on fuel, because that is 58,000 per year. So if you times that per 6 years, that is around 348 grand.
Oh my God.
So that is where that is the and we got to look at these things as the rescue.
Should have driven Ghana to work.
That is the rescue. So I don't know, but we got to redefine. That was Dr. Raptel, even though I didn't like that other part of her speech, what she talked about America, but she said we got to reimagine Liberia. President Boka or Yombly, Delon, and all of you guys, we supported this stream. We're praying to God for you to succeed. Please listen to your people. Reimagine Liberia. Thank you, Mr. So, for the show.
You pray tonight, or the first prayer that didn't wait?
Vision said coming.
I will pray tonight, Mr. So. I'll pray tonight. Me and Mr. Bacon will pray.
Your prayer, so I got the packing ball.
Mr. Bacon, you get a closing statement, or you already done for the night?
No, what? I listen to.
In the picture.
I can't go to, if I don't speak tonight, I will not sleep good tonight. I'll be telling him in the bed all night. What?
Let's turn the camera off. We had a good.
That's what. Hey, tomorrow I'll be here. If you share the camera tomorrow, I'm gonna be here. Mr. Two gonna be here tomorrow. So go ahead. But here's the thing.
Are you still with Toe? Because you told me you completely disconnect now. So you.
No. Listen, this is what I said. I say, Abraham Lincoln said, "Bring your enemy closer, so you know what they're thinking." So that's what it is. But you brought it out. But here's the thing I want to say: for Bob George and Dr. Miller, for them to say we need a socially harassing. You people, you're bad.
That is a tough statement.
Business as usual. Business as usual.
Are you people mad?
Yeah.
How soon y'all forget?
What?
You forgot about your own history, what we've been through, and what we still going through, and for you to come here tonight and say we need all rights in our country. Are you what, Patrick? Maybe the water you drinking now, did I put beer inside?
Go back on your time is over.
Very good. Very good, CEO.
Are we talking until you shut me up? I'll be talking until you shut me up. I'll be talking until you shut me up. You can mute my mic.
Business as usual? That why you supporting Mr. Bago? Oh my God.
Are you telling me you're going to establish a socialist government in a democratic government?
No.
Are you out of your mind?
I said democratic socialist movement.
Well, it says stay a socialist, democratic socialist.
No.
You can be a Marxist. You can be what is it? Tipote. You can be Fambule.
We are putting the website together. We'll send you there so you see what we're talking about.
Thank you. So that's a ridiculous something I ever heard on this show.
Look at that.
Folks.
But now you people supporting President Baka to do all these things.
You mad? I'm supporting Baka because you know what? He's using the executive appropriate. He's using he following the law of that nation.
What law?
I hope he will follow it. Those who are for any criminal activity, they will be prosecuted. They will be haunted. They will be prosecuted. That's why the man using the appropriate. Using the executive by the appropriate. So, hey, for you to come here tonight, Ross, where you forgot how many people lost their life in Liberia?
Look, people have to die for something. People have to die.
But we don't want that kind of uprising, Papi.
No,
We tired.
Okay. So, but then, if you don't want that kind of uprising, then you should not condemn Joseph Boakai. You should not condemn him.
We're not condemning him. We are highlighting mistakes and errors that need to be corrected.
Not mistake. You hear what Mr. Joy said?
Okay, folks, how we're going to leave it. We are already above the time here. By God's willing, hopefully, I think the Liberal will be off again tomorrow. There's some transitional process ongoing with the Liberals, so we'll see how that works out. But again, we say thank you so much for your time this evening and have a pleasant evening. By God's willing, we'll be back here tomorrow with more editions of our regular programming. Bye-bye.